Today is Wednesday, the 1st of March, and buckle your seatbelts because this is going to be a little bit more personal than usual. So, when I was 15, I came out as bisexual, and it's a label that served me well for a lot of years. But recently, I've sort of been rethinking it, thinking more about how I actually am, because since coming out and effectively giving myself permission to be interested in girls, I have not had a crush on a boy at all. So I'm starting to think that maybe the bisexuality label is not one that is true to who I am. That perhaps I'm actually polysexual or a lesbian. We're still kicking the terminology can down the road. We're figuring it out. That makes me feel tremendously guilty because there's this stereotype that you're faced with all the time if you identify as bi, that your sexuality is not legitimate, that it's a stepping stone from being straight to being gay, that you will eventually pick a side, that who you are and how you identify is just a phase. And, well, for me, it's starting to look like it was. Bisexuality has been very important to me. I still feel a lot more kinship with other bisexuals and with sort of that identity than I do with lesbians. Realizing that I only am interested in women doesn't make me like Tegan and Sarah anymore, you know? And I feel like I am betraying this group of people who have been so immensely important to my formation as a human. And yeah, I know what you would say. It's what I would say if I were talking to anybody who wasn't me. That no human is a stereotype, and that each of our experiences are unique and legitimate, and that just because it happens to follow what is seen as a negative pattern doesn't mean that we ourselves are wrong or broken. But knowing that intellectually doesn't make me feel any better. I want to grapple for a moment with the phrase just a phase. Absolutely my least favorite insult because people go through phases. And that doesn't mean that in the moment they are not legitimately whatever they have a phase about. A kid might go through a phase where they're fascinated by pirates, and just because they don't grow up to become a piratologist doesn't mean that they were not, for those few years, legitimately fascinated by ships and swashbuckling. So for me, it seems that bisexuality has been a phase. But that does not mean that for the last 5 years I've been pretending or lying to myself. I don't know whether I used to have legitimate attraction for men and have lost it. I don't know whether I just didn't know as much about myself as a 15-year-old as I do now. I don't know if the crushes that I had on guys as a younger teenager were the product of compulsory heterosexuality and a society where I was just expected to be into boys, but it looks like for me it was a phase. And I hate that. I don't want to be a part of a system that delegitimizes how people actually are, because there are hundreds of people for whom bisexuality is it. What they are, and it's not going to change. Those people are frequently treated as though they're lying or fooling themselves, and I feel terrible about making those the comments that people say about bisexuals seem legitimate. They aren't. I want to be very clear. But on the other hand, sexuality isn't a choice, and I can't deny who I am and how I feel because I feel bad about it. Like that's also suddenly pretty lesbophobic and just genuinely gross, and I don't want to do that either. I hope this hasn't been too much of a downer, Abe. I will see you on Saturday.